That last word, family, is one that I'd like to consider for a moment. To be sure, family is very much on our minds during the holidays as children and grandchildren, parents and grandparents gather to share the happiness of the season. We know how good it feels to be with our families, how it warms and comforts us, how it gives us strength and joy. But I wonder whether we always give our families all the appreciation they deserve.
This war is ours. Yes, I will see you through the smoking flames on the front.
As much as the GOP loves to go on and on about how they are the party of family values and how it's important to love them, for all their talk and worship of Ronald Reagan as being one of the greatest leaders in American history, Ronald Reagan, the man who claimed to be the man of values when it came to the nuclear family, this is nothing short of an outright lie. Why? Because Mr. Ronald Reagan was the man who single-handedly destroyed the family when he passed no-fault divorce into law during his tenure as governor of California. That, to me, and about 90% of us that are familiar with the laws and its origins, no-fault is the greatest travesty that has ever befallen the American nation and most likely the rest of the world. But I'm going to be sticking to it here at home. Reagan is by far the biggest liar and hypocrite, and so are his ilk when it comes to their speeches about how family is important. The Reaganite boomers that want to come onto the comments section and spew hate because I bash their glorious political messiah are going to have a hard time debunking what I'm about to say. No, this isn't a critique about his time during the White House. This isn't about the Iran-Contra scandal, arming Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. No, this isn't even about his time as president at all. This is a realization that most people are not aware of. Let's rewind the clock back to 1969 and take a journey back into time. This was, of course, during the height of second-wave feminism. Surprise, surprise. It's a common fact that in the years before, divorce was uncommon during the time of the nuclear family. It didn't skyrocket until after the first state governor Ronald Reagan passed no-fault divorce. It officially became law on January 1st of 1970, and like I said before the tradcons come onto my channel and start giving me the mouthful about the whole bullshit behind the moral majority and Jerry Falwell, before they start gnashing their teeth and stomping their feet like little bitches, you are going to have a hard time defending this man, which means you are not going to be able to deflect back to the left and the Democrats with the same Hail Mary football pass. No, you are not going to be able to try to deflect and debunk what I am saying, so don't even try and point your boners at Reagan toward my field of view. So with that said, the great Ronald Reagan and the so-called Reagan Revolution that people like to go off that lived during that time, they will be shocked to learn that the man who claimed to espouse family values was the same man who destroyed the family with simply a stroke of a pen. In a simple 3-second signature, California became the first state ever in the country to pass no-fault divorce officially. Soon after, the rest of the nation followed suit. All 50 states have since then ratified that in their own laws. And if you think I am lying or making up some bullshit conspiracy, Google it yourself. That was basically another nail on the coffin for the family. The other was when Gerald Ford introduced the child support system in 1975. Then of course we saw the rise of the baby mama culture that we all revile today. But that's another topic for another time. The irony on this is beyond comparable. Reagan was the man that ended patriarchal leadership in the family and asserted the state as the de facto head of the household. By many respects this is true, and we see this with marriage today, how the government somehow must be involved through marital licensing and signing the document that puts the ball and chains on the man via the threat of alimony. When it comes to elections, politicians only think about the next 4 years. They never think about the next 4 generations. It's like I said in a video I did a while back about the 7 generations rule, wherein all leaders, before they make a decision of any kind, must assess the effects it will have in the long haul. Sadly, that wasn't the case, and we are seeing the fallout today. The fact that one simple pen stroke was enough to destroy a cherished American tradition by the biggest fraud ever is astounding. The consequences here have not been assessed. I'm sure that many did not foresee the results this will have, but a few did, and we are now paying the price. Reagan, albeit directly or indirectly, has the blood of generations of men who have been screwed over by family courts and have been driven to suicides. Of course we can blame feminism, but let's get real here. Feminism isn't the only culprit. Politicians who ritualistically practice misandry, whether they are male or female, are held accountable by me. I made my claim wholeheartedly about Reagan because of all the male blood that has been spilled as a result, all the fatherless children that are lost and in need of guidance guidance and male leadership, Reagan helped to destroy that. The truth hurts, conservatives. Now go cry and bitch someplace else while fapping to Liz Wheeler. As much as the right loves to chastise the left about destroying families and big government, you'll never hear them admit to how their own party contributed to that destruction. I have a challenge for you. Go out and find any conservative, any one of them, and ask who was the one person who single-handedly destroyed the family. Most won't even know, and there will be crickets. Watch the jaw drop when you mention it to them that it was Reagan that did it. That same conservative darling that they love to fap to, that same one, and they will shit their pants. I promise you. As much as people on the right like Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, or ramen-headed gun girl, whatever her name is, with groups like Liberty Hangout and Turning Point USA, they will always bash the left for destroying the family, yet they will never acknowledge how they contributed. Even though bipartisanship is virtually non-existent on the surface, when it comes to the destruction of a nation, both parties have no problem working in conjunction to achieve that goal. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to simply go behind the scenes and observe what has been allowed to happen. Just do your research and you will discover the truth. Oh, and mention what I say to any Reaganite and you'll watch their heads roll. Be careful of that. Anyway, that concludes it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Donate to my Patreon for more content. If you have a song for my Anthems of MGTOW series or a topic you wish for me to discuss, email them to me or post them below inside the comments section. Videos like these are made possible from donations from viewers like you, and thank you.